And now I'm pleased to introduce Jamie Casap, our commencement speaker today. Jamie Casap is the Chief Education Evangelist at Google. Jamie evangelizes the potential of digitalization as an enabling capability in pursuit of promoting inquiry-based learning models. Jamie collaborates with school systems, educational organizations, and leaders focused on building innovation into our education policies and practices. In addition to his role at Google, Jamie serves as an advisor to dozens of organizations focused on learning, skill development, and the future of work. Jamie helped launch the Phoenix Coding Academy, a public high school in Phoenix, Arizona, focused on computer science as part of an inquiry-based learning model. He teaches a 10th grade communication class at that school. He's also a guest lecturer at Arizona State University. He speaks on education, digitalization, innovation, Generation Z, and the future of work at events around the globe. Please help me welcome Mr. Jamie Casap.
All right. Okay, so before I officially get started, I got to share a story with you guys. So 2 nights ago, I'm reading to my 4-year-old. We've been reading this big, giant animal book for months. It's huge, those big encyclopedias. And we were reading about owls, total coincidence. And we read about the great eagle owl, we read about the snowy owl, we read about the barn owl, all these different owls. And at the end of this, I said, hey, you know, I'm going to LA in a couple days. I can't say Anaheim because she just thinks I'll be at Disneyland. I'm going to LA to speak to graduates from the university, and their nickname, their name is night owls. And she looked at me a little puzzled, and I thought, oh, great, I'm gonna have to try to define what a night owl is for her, but that's not what happened. She looked at me and she said, Papi, all owls are night owls. We just read about it. She realized that I wasn't getting the concepts. It's like, that's when they're active, that's when they hunt, and that's why they have those big eyes. So I'm gonna have to take classes here just to catch up with her. Anyway, so thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be here. I wanna thank the provost, the president, the faculty and staff at WGU for inviting me and to spend a couple of minutes. But I want to start with this, and we did this already, but we need to do it again. I want to start by congratulating the graduates for this monumental milestone. It's a remarkable accomplishment, and you should all be proud. Congratulations, night owls. Or as my daughter would say, just owls. I also want to congratulate the families present here today, and those who couldn't make it but are thinking about you guys right now at this very moment. You should be proud of your students, but you should also be proud of yourselves. Your commitment, and in many cases sacrifices, are the reason why we have all these distinguished graduates sitting with us here today. So congratulations to the families of the night owls. Now, when President Pulsifer asked me to come speak at this commencement, I was, of course, humbled and honored. I was also very excited. These are great opportunities to engage with young people. I was excited, that is, until a man by the name of Robert F. Smith gave a commencement speech that not only ruined the lives of commencement speakers this season, but possibly for the rest of the time. I'm sure you've heard by now that Mr. Smith promised to pay off the debt of all the Morehouse graduates during his speech. No, don't. As a matter of, so I'm happy for those students, but it's created an unrealistic expectation. Look, I wish I could pay off your student loan. I mean, I just paid off my 1995 Chevy Celebrity. I wish I could pay off. That thing hasn't worked in 10 years. I wish I could pay off your debt. But I don't feel that terrible because I know that Western Governor's tuition is substantially lower than any other school. I also know that they've structured their education programs in enriching ways, in ways that a lot of these other schools haven't done. And that's just not me saying that because I'm up here and I'm pandering to the folks sitting on this stage. I have real evidence. I want to share an email I got with you just this past Tuesday. Hi, Jamie. We haven't met, but I saw you were speaking at my graduation in Anaheim on Saturday. I've been at Google for 14 years in engineering and have always wanted a master's in security. I was accepted into a number of programs, but WGU has a great program that was manageable and affordable. I could do the program while still working full-time at Google, and I learned so much. It's all about how much of yourself you put into the program, not about how much it costs. Let me repeat that. It's all about how much of yourself you put in the program, not how much it costs. I couldn't have said it better myself, and that's what you guys were able to do. Because as I look out into the audience and I see some of those stats that were just presented, I see first-generation graduates, I see minority students, I see students coming from and living in low-income families. In other words, I see myself. I believe education disrupts poverty. I believe education changes a family's destiny. I believe these things because this is what education did for me. I am a first-generation American, born and raised in Hell's Kitchen, New York. New Yorkers in the house? All right. Yeah, now I'm not talking about the Hell's Kitchen that you find today with all those great condos and restaurants. That's not the Hell's Kitchen I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one from the 70s and 80s when it was really Hell's Kitchen. I grew up with a single mother. I grew up on food stamps and welfare. I grew up watching friends I knew since elementary school cycle in and out of prison. I wanted none of that and saw education as my escape route. And it wasn't easy, but I graduated from college, and I even have my master's degree in public policy from Arizona State University in Phoenix, where I live now. Yeah, thank you. Education is the reason why I stand in front of you. It's the reason I've been able to live such an enriching life. But more importantly, it's the reason why my children have had the opportunity that they've had in their life. That's the real impact of education. That it's not just for you guys, it goes on for generations and generations and generations, and I know you guys see the value of that. And I share this with you because that's my life's work. I believe that a street kid hoodlum like me can accomplish what I've been able to accomplish. I know there are millions and millions of other students across the country who can do the same. So let me share a question with you, 3 questions with you that I want you to think about as you leave here. These questions, 3 questions that I wish someone would have asked me while I sat where you sit right now. Because I was asked a different question, a question all of you have heard your whole life. And that question is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Right? All of you have heard that question, what do you want to be when you grow up? Many of you ask that question of other students. We need to stop. It's the wrong question. That question used to make sense in the olden days, back like in 1994. When change happens slower. Today we know that jobs will continue to shift and evolve. We know that we're going to have work that we can't even imagine using technology and inventions that we can't even dream possible right now. Because change does happen slowly, but then it happens suddenly. And we find ourselves standing in the world of suddenly right now. What do you want to be when you grow up is an impossible question to answer, and I believe it's the wrong question to ask. So I want to ask you a different question. This is the question I want to ask you. What problem do you want to solve? What's the problem that spins in your head? What's the problem that bugs you? I mean, any problem. It could be solving climate change, but it could also be how to make a better rap video or how to make a faster car. It doesn't matter. It's the process that you go through. How do you make anything better? What's the problem you want to solve? The second question I want you to think about is, how do you want to solve it? You, personally, how do you take the skills and abilities that you learn here and the passions and gifts that you have inside to solve the problems that you care about? There are millions of ways to solve a problem. What's going to be your way? And the third question is tied to where you find yourself today, so you know this is relevant. What do you need to keep learning to solve that problem? What are the skills and abilities you need to keep mastering? What is the strategy that you're going to use to continue to develop the knowledge, skills, and abilities that you'll need to solve that problem that you care about? By the way, Daniel Pink wrote about this in his book, Drive, about what motivates all of us as human beings. I just took his ideas and brought them to the next level. The same three things motivate all of us as human beings: purpose, what problem do you want to solve? Autonomy, how do you want to solve it? And mastery, what do you need to learn to solve that problem? Those are the questions that I want you to think about, but I want you to do one more thing. I want you to think about those questions in a frame, a belief, a truth that you believe in so deeply that you would tattoo it on your body, something that you just believe. And since I'm here, I want to share what mine is. So I want to show you something. See this guy right here? You see him? That's Yoda. And Yoda has been sitting on my desk like that in front of me for 25 years. No matter where I've worked, no matter what job I've had, Yoda has sat right in front of me just as he is right now. I was 12 years old in 1980 when I saw The Empire Strikes Back in a movie theater. It was on that day that I heard the most profound thing I would ever hear in my life. And I can't believe I'm about to admit this in front of you guys, but we're here in Anaheim, walking distance from the Star Wars park, otherwise known as Disneyland. So I think it's just fate that I bring this up. While everyone else was focused on the big revelation that Darth Vader was Luke's father, sorry, I should have said spoiler alert. I was focused on something else. I was focused on a little green puppet. Because it was Yoda that said, no, try not. Do or do not. There is no try. That's right. I've structured my entire life after what a puppet said in a movie when I was 12 years old. Yeah. But I've thought about that phrase since the moment I heard it, almost every day. Do or do not, there is no try. Over time, I realized that we only use that word try when we're scared, when we think we might fail. When I was invited here, I didn't say to the team, thank you for the invitation. I'll try to make it. The pilot that flew me in the airplane from Phoenix last night didn't get on the intercom and say, ladies and gentlemen, we're approaching the airport. I'm going to try to land this thing. It's only when we're scared of failure do we use words like try. I'll try to start my business. I'll try to get that job I've always wanted. I will try to be creative. Stop. Don't use the word try. Find a problem that you want to solve, determine how you want to solve it, and then go solve it, period. And if you don't do it on the first shot, figure out what you need to learn, and so you can use that on the second attempt. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's clear you guys have the capacity and capability to accomplish anything that you want. It's clear that you guys don't make excuses or let obstacles stand in your way. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here. Anyway, my time is up. Congratulations on this incredible milestone. Today is a highlight in your constant pursuit of lifelong learning. Clearly, nothing can get in your way. So go out, take that problem on that you're passionate about, take it on with all you got. Don't try, do. Thank you guys very much. Congratulations.